still remember how it used to be. Holding hands, running wild and free. Crossed our hearts, said we'd never let go. I still think about our younger days, how we dreamed about a better life. Holding you so close to me, in the backseat of your ride. We fell apart, thought we lost everything, just lost in a memory. And I sure hope you do remember me like I remember you. Like I remember you. Like I remember you. We drew our names in the pavement, thinking about how we never changed. I still remember how it used to be. I still think about our younger days, how we dreamed about a better life. Holding you so close to me, in the backseat of your ride. We fell apart, thought we lost everything, just lost in a memory. And I sure hope you do remember me like I remember you. Like I remember you. Like I remember you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hello. Hey, friend. Alright. Getting, up here. Yes, off. We will set up our sources here. Okay, we're good to go there. Alright, go. Start this, and turn around. Turn around, it's supposed to be back. I feel like I got. Give it a minute, maybe it'll. PTR's fine. We're good. I think we're ready to roll now. How's everybody doing today? Just gonna do this workout, and that'll be it for today, I think. Got a yard to mow, and we got swim meet tonight, so this will be it for today. This is, technically workout number 2 in the Crit Crusher week 1. Curious to see what it tells me to do later in this workout. I think the first 30 minutes is just riding, and then I think the last 20 minutes it might have me varying cadence a little bit. But I don't really know, so we'll see as we go here. Oh, run a race. Corporate relay. Oh, nice. That'll be fun. Yeah, I'll be tapering a little bit tomorrow. I'm not going to do anything hardcore. I've got a race on Saturday with my kids, a triathlon. I'm just riding the bike. Doing a 14-mile TT. Not taking it super serious. We're just going to have some fun with kids. Never rode this course backwards, so I think I might be by myself for a lot of it. This isn't going to be an exciting hour, is it? Thanks, Rebels. Yeah, no, this crit workout doesn't, I'm not sure what it's, building, but it's a little skeptical it's gonna do much to prepare somebody for a crit. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. That's alright, we're just gonna ride it. This course is wrong. I just realized. I should have turned to the Jarvis tree. The reverse route's not working.
Sometimes I
Alright, I'm gonna kick the big fan on here. Starting to heat up. I don't have my medium-sized fan in here, my corner fan. So I had to dry something out, so the blower is the only option I got for air on my head today. All socks. What else we got here? What do we have on for gloves? How we look matters. Did I ride through the intersection already? I did. Gosh dang it. So when you pick TikTok and go reverse, it doesn't do the route right. If you just turn around on the TikTok course. Unless one of them's super important to you, I think you just have to accept that it's almost like another training day. I don't think, unless you want to really give up the training side of things, I think you just have a rest day and go into the races. I don't think you taper. Like, I think you keep your normal volume. You just, maybe 2 days out. Don't go too deep. The day before you rest, and then you get after it. See you around night. Good luck with your race, buddy. Yeah, so unless you really want to pause your gains on training, like if you paused your gains on training, you could go down to about probably a 75% volume load for 3 weeks. Kind of hold your taper at 75%, get a rest day before riding, and get after it. But you're basically forcing yourself to plateau for 3 weeks and then get back after training. Or you can just train as normal, but adjust it to where you just have a rest day before the races. Which honestly, 3 weekends in a row, that's probably roughly the way I would do it. Yeah, I think that works, Weebles. And then, like, you know, race days are training days, right? And as soon as race day's over, you're back at it the next day, right? Like, you got to get your volume in and train up to the next race. When you start racing that often, racing becomes training, and you can't look at every race day being being on prime fitness. You can be rested, but maybe not ideal, or at completely peaked. Yeah, so, and you use race days as training days too, right? I mean, like, the race itself is still training. It's still effort you're doing. So let's assume you race, I mean, are we talking omniums or like one-day races? Let's assume you race Saturday. So you rest Thursday, you open Friday, you race Saturday, you train Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? And if you're going to full rest like 2 days before a race, let's assume it's a Thursday, Wednesday you want to be a pretty long day for endurance. Get a good rest in you. Open the legs back up Friday and then race. Yeah, so you train hard Monday through Wednesday, or Sunday through Wednesday. I have a race Saturday, and I'm really just going to take a light day tomorrow. I mean, today's not super hard, but it's just a 14K TT, or 14-mile TT on Saturday. And then I'll come back and do a workout probably after that. Yeah, you got it, Weebles. It almost forces you into more structure, right? You just got to make sure you don't miss any of those days. You have to be a little less flexible in your schedule that way. Cunningham must be lighter than me. I feel like I'm catching him. He's holding a higher watt per kilogram than me. No, I guess he's riding away. The time just ticked up a little bit. Oh, nice. Yeah, that'll be fun. Still on the fence of what this training plan is going to be like, but with all the racing I'm doing, this training plan is really just filling in between with a little bit of structure. Get a good rest day in tomorrow. I think we'll be, watts-wise, I think we'll be back close to on par in another week. It'll be the weight and maybe just a little bit of the endurance. This still needs a little work. And it's not like true endurance, but it's like durability in long races. It's more of that maintaining that race effort for more than about 45 minutes. That level of durability. It's going to take me a little bit to get back yet.
You've been far away. What have you got to say? My heart is on display, but I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Why you been getting busy? I've been getting busy, trying not to keep you in mind. Now I let you define it, suddenly enticing, since you came back in my life. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. Do what you gotta do, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you.
Curious to see what the 20-minute block here is going to bring. Like in the text that talked like And there might be some different cadence targets or something it gives me. We'll see here. Yeah, it's real high effort, a little bit longer. It's suffering longer. It's tough. Yeah, this is a workout. It's not working me hard, but it's a workout in this Crit Crusher plan. It is a bit disappointing that only 4 workouts a week. One of them's a recovery workout, and this is another one of them. The third one is only 5-minute blocks in the green, like 6 of them. Even that's not, like, I don't know what they're having you work on this one. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stick with it. Yeah, I mean, it's a Crit Crusher plan. Crit Crusher, man, you gotta be ready to hammer refs, like changes in intensity, go over the top and recover. Like, I don't get what this one's training you for. Like, you can't call it Crit Crusher. Yeah. Yeah, maybe, Carlo. I don't know, like, if you're gonna call it Crit Crusher, it's gotta be intense. Like, I feel like this needs to be Crit Beginner, not Crit Crusher. No, it doesn't really. It's like week 2, this is the same workout we did in week 1. Zone 1 ride. A copy of this one. Identical. And same one here. Week 3. Strength training, pretty much the same. You get a little more intense on these sharp efforts. These are a little higher. Like 10 watts higher. Zone 1. Okay, we step up intensity a little bit. Okay. So week 3, we build up some intensity. So same workout as today. And then week 4. Okay, week 4 is your rip your legs off VO2 max. Backs off here. So this is almost like a crit. Like, I feel like this is couch to crit, right? Like, it starts too easy. And you can't skip forward, which sucks. So it doesn't even really start hitting intensity till like week 4, like really hard stuff. Oh, nice, Kylo. That's a good goal. That's a good goal. TT's the right plan for that. It really is. At that, it's a 40K time trial, let's say. For a relatively fit cyclist, 1 hour 40K is a pretty legit time trial. Or meet in the middle, right? Add 25 watts, lose 30 pounds. You'll crush it. Oh no. That's evil. I'm assuming their healthcare provider is not the one providing the free Doritos.
You asked me to come say goodbye.
Ah, hey Sushi, what's up, man? TT tune-up plan. Yeah. Did still find myself bumping the FTP up, yeah. Wait, Carlo, your company is in healthcare? And they're providing Doritos? That feels bad. Are they baked Doritos? Bioteca. I mean, I'd understand if you were like medicinal marijuana, but yeah, I have to look at it, Weebles. This one's frustrating. I might stick with it. Week 3 and week 4 start getting harder. I'm doing my own stuff around it anyway. I'm not waiting for this one to ramp up. I'm racing in between. I didn't do the zone 1 workout, I just clicked I did it in the corner so it would expire and give me the next one. What I didn't like is I clicked I did it, and it assumes you just did it, so it locks the next workout for like 24 hours or whatever for recovery. So I have to remember to like go in and click I did it the day before I want to do the next one. It's a lot of annoyances to me about how Swift's done these plans so far. Yeah, like the pre-plan workouts, I wanted to do 2 in a day because none of them were hard. And as soon as I completed one, it locked the rest of them for like 18 hours or something. Like if you want to give me a message or something to say we recommend waiting between workouts or whatever, that's fine, but don't physically lock it. Like, providing guidance is okay. Physically stopping you, I don't like. Hey, Watts for Swift, what's up, man? Coming back to it. I wouldn't say going strong, but we're getting back there. Yeah. The Swift workout plans are annoying to me. Right, Sushi, right. And the plan like I'm on now is 4 hours a week of intensity. I'm doing other things around it. Like I tried to do 2 workouts in a day, and it won't let you. It locks the second one after you do the first one. It's like, I'm doing the workouts, but I'm not just following the plan. Like I need more than 4 hours of volume. So the plans are really limiting, unless you just perfectly fit into what it wants. Trainer Road's getting appealing to me, Carlo. Not to do it a lot, but just to get some better plans. We were talking about this the other day. I'd really like to see Swift do plans that incorporate events. Like, on Tuesday, you need to do a Swift race that's flat to get good tempo work in. And on Thursday, you need to do a Swift race that includes, Box Hill or Keith Hill, or the Epic KOM or the Jungle, it needs to do some hill larger than Watopia Hilly. Wednesday's a rest day. Find a sub 2 or a sub 1.5 group ride to do, assuming your FTP is over 3 watts per kilogram. Like, that's what I want to see a plan mixing into it. Not just ERG sticking to a number. You need to have some of that, but I want some days to be, go do this event or that event. Is there going to be no cadence cues or anything? Like 270 is almost junk for me. It's right in the middle of tempo. Yeah, I have not, Carlo. In my experience, they don't like to listen to me. Yeah, I was venting about that because if I mark a workout complete, it assumes I just did it, and it still locks the next one for a period of time. Yeah, that's a good idea, Sushi. Like the substitute also. Like, today's a rest day. Feel free to sub a group ride that's under, you know, X percentage of FTP. Based on the way this workout read, I thought when I hit this 270 mark, it was going to give me cadence targets to burn some cadence. So I'm going to slow down and do some cadence work here for a bit. I'm sorry, Watts for Zwift. I should probably know this, but I'm assuming I know who you are, but I'm not connecting your name in here with your name in game. I probably knew at one point the connection. I'm just gonna let these burn the legs. Oh, yeah, Sebastian, okay. Yeah. I think I know who you are now, yeah. I assumed we raced against one another some. Been raining a lot here too, Sushi. A little different. Indoors and outdoor Watts for Zwift, but not a lot. Just if it's not super hot outside, the air in my face and the movement of the bike and that, I usually have a little more to give outside. But I also have trained myself to basically go to exhaustion inside, where outside you still have to balance and look at the road. So they're pretty dang close now, I think, because of those things. I'm at least grinding the legs here. Yeah, fans and cooling make a big difference. I've got a lot of big fans running inside, so it's a big help doing that. It's like 4 a.m. for me, Watts for Swift. I'm 6 hours behind London, so it's like 4 or 5 a.m. So a lot of the guys in my area, Matt Brandt, Matt Gardenier, I think I've seen some of those guys do it. They're getting up super early in the morning. I don't get up early to race. Like right now it's 1 p.m. This is my lunch hour. The power comparison is going to be interesting after this ride. The low cadence seems to have the pedals reading a decent amount lower than the kicker. Oh, nice, man, nice. I had some beer and sushi last night. It was yummy. Yeah, they need to do something. It's really stale right now. There is something coming, but it's not really... Well, it's not for everybody. So... I don't know if we're supposed to talk about it or not. There's some events coming up that I believe are invitation only. So, they have to announce them in the next 2 weeks. So, we'll see. I'm kind of torn on it because, like, I was provided information. I wasn't asked to keep it private, but I also haven't seen it public. So yeah, it's similar to some stuff that happened over the winter. But I'd like to see more of, like, the Tour of Zwift kind of things. To get maybe one ride a week of some sort of, like, big draw to the platform. Of, like, a ride, not an exclusive event kind of thing. We at least got some grind into the legs with this 20 minutes. Not solo, but Saturday, 2 days from now, highlight of my racing year, I do a relay, sprint triathlon relay with 2 of my kids. My 9-year-old daughter swims, I'll do the time trial, and my 19-year-old son is running the 5K. So we're hoping for the co-ed relay overall win. Yeah, man, it's awesome. Absolutely love racing with my kids. Three of us together can put down a pretty damn good time. Nine. My daughter's 9. Yeah, Carla, she started swimming in swim team at 6, and she's really gifted at the swim. She's actually otherwise not like a super athletic person, but she has got an amazing swim stroke. It's effortless. Oh, yeah. Watts for Swift, yeah, for sure. She is really, really into it. Loves it. She gets the anxiety, performance anxiety, but she does such a good job. It is so good for building her confidence. And, seeing long-term work and the improvements. This was the first year we did a winter season of swim. So she moved up from the under 8-year-old group to the 9-10-year-olds this summer. For the first season event, she was expecting to just be average because she was in the younger part of the group. And a little turd went out and won every event she did. And the first meet she did as a 9-10-year-old. And that was such a lesson for her in the time she put in over the winter and how much it showed. Because she didn't compete over the winter. It was just training and swim team training. It wasn't competing. So, like to get that... to get that reward at the end of the work she did for the winter, it was so great to see that click with her that all that time really made a difference. Like kids that she was equal with last year or close to last year that didn't do that program. Like my daughter improved and they all just barely did the times that they did at the end of last year. So, yeah, it was such a good lesson for her to learn. And honestly, when you get into, this is a big deal for me in youth athletics in general. Like, yes, some youth athletics build into adult athletes that make a living at it. But the focus of youth athletics should not be farming for adult athletes. It should be about teaching children life lessons, making them better individuals, fundamentals of working hard to accomplish a goal. Because the reality of it is, 99% of those youth athletes are not going to make a living in athletics. You need to teach them to be quality adult individuals, hardworking, respectful, and to work hard for something they want. And if that turns into something financial or career-based, that is fantastic. But that is not the root, man. So, having quite a few young athletes in my family over the years, that has been something I've really tried to stress with them. It's the life lessons. And having fun. When my kids get to be high school age, it's a balance between, you don't want to ever really advocate them giving up or quitting, but I also want it to be fun. And if a season's over, baseball, basketball, football, whatever it is, and they're like teenage years, and for reasons outside of their control, it's no longer fun for them, I'm not going to continue to encourage it. I'm not going to discourage it, but I'm not going to be... My kids knew I was never going to be disappointed if they chose not to do it again, if they were not having fun. Now, what I would do sometimes is maybe when they were being too hard on themselves, teaching them that, hey, we're going to make mistakes. Don't let that take the fun out of it. Like, if they truly loved the competition but were frustrated with themselves, I think that's still a lesson they need to learn. But if it was just something they weren't passionate about, man, I'm not going to push that. Sometimes it's even hard, I will say that, but I'll also admit that sometimes it's hard to see them give stuff up because it's so fun to watch them work hard and to achieve things. But I don't want them to do it for me. I want them to do it for them. And if they're not doing it for them, they're not having fun. Okay, we're gonna stop these two workouts. Not much going on in the workout anymore, so we can do the power first while we're still riding. See if I gotta move the mic for a second. See if I can reach the cords here. Yeah. I've actually had my older children... Get the mic back over here closer. My older children have actually got to witness myself. They've experienced this. They've seen this in myself. My 19-year-old now was 9 when my daughter was born. He's my second youngest. I've got my 19-year-old, 20, 21, and 23. Had to do the math. They remember me smoking and weighing 200 pounds, and so they see me compete now, and, you know, I've been able to show them that through hard work. I mean, they didn't know me as an athlete the first 10 years of their lives, and they've got to witness me make that physical transformation, improve my quality of life, and my potential overall health to be there for them as they get older. All right. Yes, you can, Weebles. I can do, I gotta get this other noise out of my ears. I can do all my calibrations through Zwift with my kicker. My only dislike about that, is, doing it that way. Hold on, I'm distracted. We're gonna do the compares here quick. Doing it that way through Zwift, when I do it through their app, it gives me statistics on the calibration. So it gives you like a temperature and a time offset. When you do it through Zwift, it just says complete. It doesn't give you the statistics. So it works fine. Nobody has any problems with it. But I like to see the statistics of how long and the temperature, just to kind of mentally take note of that and make sure it's not way out of proportion with other times that I've done spin downs. So I don't do it through Zwift very often because of that. I wish Zwift gave you the statistics with it. But it functions just fine through Zwift. It has from my experience anyway. I think maybe like the Bluetooth functionality may not be there for the spin downs. I'm doing ANT Plus primarily, so it may be different. So let's line these up. Uh, 54.16, 54.03. So we need to back purple up 12 seconds probably. This is blue, so we're going to go plus 12. What I'm doing here is just lining up the peaks and my heart rate. Pretty close. Do one more second on blue. So the right in time. You come up here and you see the heart rate steps pretty much together now within a second. So then we can look at the power curves here. The element is the pedals. The other fit file is the kicker. So here we've got The pedals are 5 watts over the kicker, just over 200 watts. That's 1%. Nothing really. Or wait, 2%. So, this is where it gets interesting. Okay, you see this. Are you guys seeing this trend here? This is where I changed my cadence. See, right here at the beginning of the second interval, I kept my cadence pretty good. And then I dropped my cadence really low. So here in the first chunk, this isn't a very long block here, but they were pretty close. If I grab the second chunk, they are all over the place in here. And the pedals are 15 watts low with a 50 cadence compared to what the kicker was reading. I have no idea which one's right or wrong there. But it's the cadence that's causing that. And you can see that here. And the actual workout itself didn't change that much from a power level. You know, it went from 240 to 270. So like this back here, I'm sorry, it was like a 220, 215 set up to 270. And we went from a 4 watt gap to a 15 watt gap in the average power. So, interesting data points there. So, low cadence screws with something. I would guess it screws with the pedals, right? Because cadence doesn't matter to the kicker. But does it? So I got to think about this. The surges in my legs are going to go to the kicker differently, but the kicker isn't directly reading the cadence. So I'm going to guess that it's something with the pedals that's potentially screwy with the lower cadence. And potentially reading low would be my guess, assuming that the kicker is reading right. So that's an odd data point. The good part is that pedals are probably reading low, not high. So I'm not going to gain an advantage from that, assuming that it's the pedals low and not the kicker high. Which I don't race with the kicker anyway, usually I race with the pedals. But, yeah, I was thinking about that, Carlo, because on the pedals you're pushing down and you're potentially resting your back foot that's coming up on the pedals. So you may be putting 280 watts in, but you may be stealing 50 watts with this heavy foot on the back end, right? And the kicker's reading from the flywheel, so the kicker should only get the 250, right? So in that scenario, I would expect, if the pedals don't account for that negative on the other side, I would expect the pedals to read higher than the kicker. But the opposite's what's happening. The pedals are reading lower than the kicker. The update on the kicker core? I haven't seen the update on the core, no, I have not. The ones that I have struggled with, and usually the kicker, typically when I hear kicker's low, a little lower than a good power meter. So I'm not sure what's up there. You're going to have little data anomalies like that, though. I mean, I've kind of accepted that that's going to kind of happen from time to time. So, the conditions that we use the equipment under changes, and it can alter the way it reads to be less than perfect. I don't like accepting that, but I see it happen. And I try not to pass judgment on anyone when I see that happen as an anomaly, not as a consistent problem. What you were saying, Carlo, about upstroke versus downstroke and the upstroke robbing power from the downstroke, I've thought about that a lot. And when it comes, I think that really becomes a factor on a poorly balanced pedal stroke on a single-sided power meter. So, my understanding is a power meter does account for both positive and negative pressure. So, my understanding is most of the good power meters will account for the effort to come over the top. So, how much you're losing in that over-the-top function. So like a Stages, for example, it's measuring positive pressure down and negative pressure up to get you a full power number. But the problem is it's only reading that on the left side. So if I pull up better with my left leg than my right leg, I might get an abnormally high power reading because I'm not losing as much power on the side it's reading versus the one that it's not reading. But you could also have vice versa. The other part, but my understanding is most good power meters read that properly. And I can attest from my TT bike when I changed the crank length, which opened up that hip angle and allows me to come over the top more. I noticed that significantly, but I didn't see it change like a bunch of my power numbers. So I don't know what that means, but it significantly changed my ability to put power to the road on the TT bike by doing that, by loosening up that angle, which allowed me to come over the top easier in that. So it is a big factor in bike fit and in power reading if you're reading at the pedals or the crank arm. If you're reading at the spider, it shouldn't matter. But I think crank arm reading and pedal reading, that negative pressure is very important in the overall scheme of things. So, who do we have out here? Slotwinski is who I see right off the bat. And he's a ton of fun. So, it looks like Slotwinski's out here riding. We're going to give him the raid, guys. Yeah, you're onto something, though, if you really start digging into it. So I'm queuing up the raid for Slotwinski, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was kind of a boring workout, but it was good chatting with everybody. Good seeing everybody. Probably won't be here tomorrow, or if I am, it's just going to be a chill ride. Hope everybody has a good weekend. Maybe back on Saturday afternoon or so to... I'll be back probably on Saturday afternoon doing a workout and give you an update on the race. So, tell Slotwinski hi and have a good night, everybody.